Hi, boys and girls. Hi, grandbabies. Hi, Hosea. Hi, Gally. It's Grandma Deedee, and it's our reading time again, story time. Today we're going to read a funny book, and it's called Amelia Bedelia's First Day of School. This is by Herman Parish. Amelia Bedelia couldn't wait to go to school. Let me get over here a little bit better so you can see all the pictures. Said Mrs. Park, the bus driver, "Time to jump off. Here we are." Amelia Bedelia backed up, then ran as fast as she could and jumped as far as she could. She's ready to go to school. Amelia Bedelia landed right on top of a grown-up. "Are you my teacher?" she asked. "I am Mrs. O'Malley. I teach gym." "Oh," said Amelia, "I'm not Jim. I'm Amelia Bedelia. Can you help me find my teacher?" "Follow me," said Mrs. O'Malley. One moment. My cat was knocking on the door. And Amelia Bedelia did. She followed her right into her new classroom. "Hello there, my name is Mrs. Edwards. You must be Amelia." "How did you know?" asked Amelia Bedelia. "Because you're my last tag." She's holding a name tag. Amelia Bedelia started running. "You can't catch me," she yelled. "I'm too fast." Come back," said Miss Edwards. "We aren't playing tag. I have a name tag for you." Oh, she must have misunderstood. Amelia Bedelia looked at her name tag and she said something was missing, so she added Bedelia to it. Oopsie. "I like my whole name. It rhymes." "So it does," said Mrs. Edwards. "Now please sit wherever you like." And that was a hard choice for Amelia Bedelia. She liked the picture of faraway places. She liked the letters marching across the top of the board. She liked the hamster running on the wheel. They have a hamster in their class. She liked everything she saw, so she sat down right in the middle of the class. Mrs. Edward began the day by calling roll. "Amelia Bedelia." "What?" said Amelia. "Not what," said Mrs. Edwards. "Say here." "I hear you," said Amelia Bedelia. "Good. When you hear your name, say it." "It," hollered Amelia Bedelia. "It?" said Mrs. Edwards. "Who's it?" "I will be it," said Amelia Bedelia. "Can we play tag now?" And everyone began to laugh. She's a little confused. "Clap, clap, clap." "Shh," said Mrs. Edwards. "Be quiet as mice. Now that I am sure you are here, Amelia Bedelia, I'll read the names of your classmates. Rose, here. Holly, here. Penny, here. Angel, here. Teddy, here. Chip, here. Dawn, here." Their names were very exciting, but Amelia Bedelia still loved her name best of all. There's all her classmates. Plop, plop, plop. Mrs. Edwards placed a lump of squishy clay on each desk. "Let's make our favorite animal," she said. Amelia Bedelia loved hamsters, so she began making one. Rose made a giraffe, Dawn made a pony, and Clay made a big, fat bullfrog. "You're funny, Amelia Bedelia," said Clay. You could be the teacher's pet." Amelia Bedelia was not happy. She loved animals, but she did not want to be anybody's pet. She felt like flattening Clay's frog. She misunderstood what that means. Being the teacher's pet means the teacher really likes you. That's funny. I like her little hamster. Did you see it? See all their little animals they made? "If you have trouble, chickadees," said Miss Edwards, "try wiggling your fingers on that clay." So this is exactly what Amelia Bedelia did. Soon Clay was laughing so hard he could not stop. "Amelia Bedelia, stop tickling me." Oh, his name's Clay, and she gets confused a lot. That's her roommate, her schoolmate. Clean up, everybody, clean up, sang Mrs. Edwards. It's time for music. Mrs. Melody arrived with her guitar and her tambourine, and we all sing like birds today. La la, she trilled. Then the students turned toward the library with Mrs. Stacks. I want to see your little noses in the books, said Mrs. Stacks. In gym class, Mrs. O'Malley taught them how to run like cheetahs. There's the music teacher, and there's the library, and there's the gym class. At last it was time for lunch. Do you feel like a sloppy Joe? Asked the lady behind the counter. No. Do I look like one? Said Amelia Bedelia. Here you are, said the lady. I hope your eyes aren't bigger than your stomach. Me too, said Amelia Bedelia. They would not fit in my head, she said. She takes everything literally. And there's her lunch. Amelia Bedelia, said Rose after lunch, do you want to jump rope with us? Amelia Bedelia smiled. Sure, she said. She put the rope on the ground and jumped over it. Amelia Bedelia was a terrific rope jumper. Rose giggled. So did Holly, Dawn, and Joy. But before long, everyone on the playground was jumping rope the Amelia Bedelia way. So she didn't jump with it over her head. She just jumped rope because it was laying on the ground. She does everything a little bit different, doesn't she? That's okay to do things differently. There was time for one last project. Miss Edwards brought out big sheets of paper, glue, and scissors. This is a free time. Create something wonderful, she said. Amelia Bedelia decided to make daisies for her mother. She got a piece of white paper for the petals and a piece of yellow paper for the centers and another piece of white paper and another piece of yellow paper and white paper and another piece of yellow paper. So that's their free time. They get to be creative. Amelia Bedelia, don't be a ping pong ball. Please sit down. But I need green for the stems. Enough is enough. Please glue yourself to the seat. Oh no. So Amelia Bedelia did. And since her daisies didn't have stems, she glued them to her headband until the school day ended. She glued herself to the seat. But I like the daisies on her headband. Goodbye, squirrels and ladybugs, said Mrs. Edwards. She was standing in the doorway, giving everyone a gold star. See you tomorrow. Soon Amelia Bedelia was the only one left. Amelia Bedelia, why are you still here? Because you told me to glue myself to my seat, said Amelia Bedelia. So I did, and so I did, said Amelia Bedelia. She stuck to her chair. Amelia Bedelia stood up and the chair stood up with her. Mrs. Edwards chuckled and laughed out loud. Oh, Amelia Bedelia, I should have known better than to say that to you, especially on your first day of school. As Mrs. Edward got Amelia unstuck, she whispered, want to know a secret? Today is my first day of school too. I am a brand new teacher. We both deserve gold stars, said Amelia Bedelia. You'll have lots of fun tomorrow, said Mrs. Edwards. We're having an assembly. Hooray! What are we going to build? She took the chair right with her. Memories, said Mrs. Edwards. Then she tapped Amelia Bedelia once on top of the head and said, tag, you're it until tomorrow. Amelia Bedelia smiled. She couldn't wait to come back to school tomorrow. I hope you boys and girls enjoy your first day of school. And this was Amelia Bedelia's first day of school. I hope you have a wonderful day, boys and girls. And remember, Grandma Deedee's here to read aloud to you. God bless you. Bye-bye.